Hi guys, this is Nikki and welcome to part 2 of how I do my repaints. This is not an official tutorial, but I am going to talk you through the steps. Alright, and we're going to go on to pastels. And how you do this is you take your pastel, your chalk, or even makeup. Yes, I've heard people do that. Rub it on a piece of paper. Then rub your paintbrush or Q-tip in the color or the pigment and then start applying to the doll. And for this doll, I wanted to do a deathly, smoky eye, just an extreme dark zombie, and also the dark will make the eye pop. So I brush this on and then I get ready to move on to the paint. And on to the paint. I understand that the angle that I used to film this was pretty crummy. So if you bear with me, I made some pretty awful animations so that you can follow what I'm doing. So without a stencil or anything, I go ahead and I start to paint the eyes. I decide the size and the shape and then lay the paint down right into the eye sockets. On to the irises. For this doll, I decided I wanted her to have a mysterious side glance. Normally when I lay down the irises, I start them out in white. But because of the camera angle, I realized you couldn't see what I was doing, so for the animation, I outlined them in black. As far as the kind of paints I use, I like Liquitex. You can use any paints you want. I just choose Liquitex because it has a nice high pigment. Also, it's like rubber when it dries, and it's affordable pretty much. This is when I start laying down color. So I always start from the darkest color and bring it up to the lightest color. And I do this in layers. So for this, because we're doing a zombie white eye, there's going to be gray undertones. So I'm going to start down putting the darkest gray, and then I'm going to work my way up to the lightest gray. I don't know how other doll artists do their work, but this is how I've, discovered that, I like this the best anyway. Pretty much the animation is going to show you how I do this. Instead of me going on and on about it tediously and boring you half to death, I think the animation, even though they're crummy animations, are going to do a pretty good job of showing you. And after I do the irises, I go in and I lay the white down for the actual eyeball. I do it after, and I do it very thinly and then build up to the color that I want. And this concludes this portion of how I do my repaints. I hope this was at least a little interesting, even though it's not an official tutorial, and I'll see you in the next video.